2 snakes, a hamster, a gerbil, birds, and a tarantula. The tarantula was my favorite. You know how I got it? Let me tell you how I got the tarantula. I was driving up in the mountains one day and I came down around a turn, and guess what was crossing the street right in front of me? No! It was a porcupine. He was going like this. Boom. 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 And when he saw my truck, he got scared and he started to run. Boom. Boom. Because that's all the faster a porcupine can go. And he got to the edge of the road and tried to climb up the side. Boom. Boom. And the gravel was loose and he slid right back down the road. I was still there. He tried again. Boom. Boom. And he slid right back down the road again. Still there. I watched him do this 16 times. He tried to climb up the side of the road and slide right back down by my truck. One time when he was halfway up, I kind of drove around him and I looked in my rearview mirror and guess what he was doing? He was climbing up that hill and sliding back down the road. He may still be there for all I know. That wasn't what I was going to tell you about though. What was I going to tell you about? The tarantula, that's right. So, I drove up the top of the hill and I jumped out of the truck and I kind of twisted my ankle on a rock and the rock moved to one side and there was a hole under the rock, and guess what was in that hole? No, it was a scorpion. Big old scorpion about this long. I reached in my back pocket and pulled out my trowel. Archaeologists always carry around a little shovel in their back pocket. It's called a trowel. It's got a pointy end on it. Archaeologists always sit down very carefully. I poked at that scorpion with my trowel and he stung my trowel. Beep! Tough guy. I poked him again and beep! He stung it again. And then I got an idea. I reached in my pocket and I pulled out a piece of cheese. Don't ask. I put that piece of cheese down on the ground. The scorpion came over and he ate it up. He loved it. So then I stuck the handle of my trowel down there and he stuck the handle like that. His stinger went right through. I tapped it down with a rock, and then I took out another piece of cheese and set it down. The scorpion ran over, got that piece of cheese. He loved it. And I saw him way over here, and he ran over and got that piece of cheese. He loved it. I saw him way over there, and he ran over and got that piece of cheese. He loved it. From then on, everywhere I went, that scorpion followed me, hoping I'd give him a piece of cheese. And everywhere he went, he dragged my trowel with his tail, because I tapped it down and then caught it on there. That's a good idea, wasn't it? Yeah. That wasn't what I was going to tell you about, though. What was I going to tell you about? The tarantula. That's right. So I looked down that hole, and there was something else moving down in there. Guess what it was? Anybody? Anybody? Tarantula? No, it's a centipede. About this long. Great big old centipede. At the moment, the scorpion was eating a piece of gorgonzola. So I took my pencil out of my pocket and I poked that centipede with my pencil. He grabbed my pencil and he broke the lead right off. Tough guy. And then I got another idea. I reached in my pocket and pulled out a piece of mild Swiss. And I set it down right there. And the scorpion came and got the mild Swiss. He was eating, and I grabbed my trowel from the scorpion and I flipped that centipede up in the air. While he was up there, I went to my truck and I got a box and I came back and he was coming down. I caught him in the box. And I put the lid on it. I cut a hole in the end with my Swiss Army knife. I stuck my pencil in there. He grabbed a hold of my pencil. I pulled it out. It was sharp. That centipede was a pencil sharpener. He sharpened all my pencils from then on. That's cool, huh? That wasn't what I was going to tell you about. What was I going to tell you about? That tarantula, that's right. So I looked down that hole and there was something else moving down there. It was a little tiny thing. I was looking at it, this little tiny thing like this, and I was looking at it. It's kind of cute. I stuck my nose right down there and looked at it. It's a little worm, little fuzzy worm. I said, "Hi, little fuzzy worm, how you doing?" I stuck my nose right down there, and when I got close to it, that little fuzzy worm became one leg of a great big hairy tarantula. Woo! Wah! I jumped up, I threw my trowel, it stuck in the tree, gave that scorpion such a headache, I had to put I had been asking him his cheese for a week. Well, I went over and I grabbed my trowel out of the tree and I stuck it down in that tarantula. He came crawling up onto my trowel, crawling up, closer and closer. And he almost got to my hand and I turned it around like that. But he turned around too. That tarantula came crawling up, closer and closer. Almost got to my hand and I turned around the trowel. But he turned around too. That tarantula came crawling up, that big old hairy tarantula came crawling up my trowel. And then that big old hairy tarantula crawled up onto my hand. And then that big old hairy tarantula crawled up onto my arm. And then that big old hairy tarantula crawled up onto my shoulder. And then, you know what he did then? No, he crawled up under my chin. He's been there ever since. He's been there so long, he turned gray. And that's how I got my pet tarantula.
It's not going to be sweet.
Patience.